Amadeus could be getting a 4K release very soon. The newly released Terrifier 3 already has 4K and Blu-ray pre-orders in the UK. There is heavy indication from Arrow Video that we could be getting Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X on 4K sometime in 2025, but does anybody care but me? M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit gets an official 4K announcement from Kino Lorber. Images for the new 4K Steelbook of Stir of Echoes have surfaced from Lionsgate. Immaculate is getting a 4K re-release from Decal Releasing. Has Lost in Translation been officially canceled by Kino Lorber? And Lionsgate moves into the lenticular steelbook slipcover business as Kickboxer gets an amazing 4K steelbook announcement. All this and more in the next Physical Media Report. Stay tuned. All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here for the Physical Media Report, episode 233. That is right, guys, your weekly dose of physical media goodness where we talk about everything new and exciting in the world of 4K and Blu-ray. And look, we've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. It's I don't feel like we have that huge, flashy announcement to talk about, but there's a lot of smaller announcements to get into that I think are pretty exciting. There's some stuff that might be disappointing as well that we're going to get into, but we're going to cover it all the latest and greatest and maybe not so greatest in the world of physical media we are going to get into here today. But before we get into it, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. You know, we talk about physical media on this channel, Blu-rays, 4Ks, owning the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me every single day. If you like that kind of content, hit that subscribe button. Also, comment down below, guys, if everything that we go over here today, what are you the most excited about? What are you the most amped up for? And what gets those juices flowing the most? Let me know in that comment section below. And okay, guys, let me take a little sip of my coffee here. It's early Sunday morning when I'm filming this. I need a little pick me up, and yeah, I'm excited to be here, guys. Let's start off with some rumors. And I covered this on my live stream the other night, but I'm going to cover it again because I know not everybody watched my live stream, but apparently it's very heavily indicated by Arrow Video because they put art cards in their recent Trick or Treat release that we're going to be getting some kind of a release for Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, and Jason X at some point. Now, one would assume, and this was reported by Dawn of the Disc on Instagram as well, that it's going to be a 4K. But again, just having the cards in there doesn't indicate that it's going to be a 4K. But you would assume these would both be 4K releases. And we actually did get confirmation on somebody's post on X, I believe, from the director of Jason Goes to Hell, Adam Marcus, that said he did just work on the restoration for Jason Goes to Hell. So I don't think those are for the digital versions. I think that we are going to be getting physical 4K versions for Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X from Arrow Video, which makes sense when you consider the remake came out, which was also New Line Cinema. And now they're going to go back and do the other New Line Cinema Friday the 13th films that aren't actually Friday the 13th films because they couldn't put the title. They couldn't use that title. I do not think, I could be wrong. Maybe Paramount's working with Arrow Video as well. Maybe they're working on some big, elaborate 4K box set. I guess that's possible. I don't see it. What I see happening is either individual releases for Jason X, Jason Goes to Hell. No official word or real rumor about Freddy versus Jason coming to 4K, but I would imagine they would do that as well. That's under the New Line banner also, but no official word as of yet. What I think they're going to do is either individual slipcover releases of these movies like they did the Friday the 13th remake, or they're going to do some kind of triple pack release with Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and Freddy versus Jason in it. To be honest, I would rather them do individual releases. I don't feel like these three movies really fit together. Freddy versus Jason is its own thing. Jason X is the space Jason, and Jason Goes to Hell is really kind of its own thing as well. I don't want these three in a box set together. I would like individual releases for these, and I imagine that a ton. I think Freddy versus Jason would probably be the one that would sell the best, for sure. So I could see why they would maybe want to lump in Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X because they wouldn't think those would sell as well. But I would encourage Arrow to just look online for a little bit. Look at these horror forums and community fan pages. There are rabid fan bases for Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. I'm a part of the rabid fan base for Jason Goes to Hell. I love that movie. I want an individual release of that movie with the poster art and everything. And I just love it so much. I cannot wait to see that movie in 4K. But I think that it's very possible we do get some kind of a triple pack 4K release from Arrow Video, or maybe a box set, guys. Maybe they are working with Paramount and they're doing the rest of the Friday the 13th on 4K. That would be amazing. It would be absolutely amazing. Maybe it's a UK only release. Who knows? But I'm excited either way. More Jason on 4K, like that gets the juices flowing for sure. Let me know if you're excited for more Friday the 13th on 4K in that comment section below. Again, I know a lot of people are going to be asking about Freddy versus Jason. I didn't really see any like official kind of confirmation on Freddy versus Jason, but again, they have to be working on that. Like that's a super popular film that a lot of people enjoy. So I would imagine that's coming as well. Now let's get into the more official announcements. Amadeus, we're starting to see some artwork. This is the UK exclusive for Amadeus. Now this is a big box set release right here. I imagine that in the States, we'll probably get a slipcover version that looks very similar to this and possibly a steelbook. I don't think we'll get a steelbook in the States, but possibly. But this is probably a big like steelbook box set. The Warner Brothers special that they usually do. There is a December 25th pre-order currently up. So I imagine we'll be getting the official like US announcement for Amadeus on 4K from Warner Brothers at some point very soon. I'm a big fan of Amadeus. I really enjoy the movie. When I was a kid, I remember watching that movie in music class and like goofing off and not really paying attention. But as I got older and I watched it in my adult life, I'm like, this movie is really like, it's not boring. Like, it's really just a burst of energy. Like, the entire movie is super fun and has some great performances. And I really love Amadeus. Like, Milos Forman's direction is just fantastic in that film. And he makes what could have been like some boring, like subject matter to some people just really pop off the screen and just has such an energy to it. And I think Amadeus is one of the best films of the 80s. And it's definitely the best picture winner of the 80s for sure. I love Amadeus. And the movie is a visual feast for the eyes. It's a period piece setting. And it's going to look amazing in 4K. So I cannot wait for Amadeus on 4K. Now, get into we got a slew of Kino Lorber news, guys. We got a lot of Kino Lorber news. Let's start off with Dante's Peak. How can we not? I talked about this on a live stream the other night. So we talked about Daylight last week coming to 4K, and I think I mentioned in that video, I was like, we need Dante's Peak next because those movies kind of go hand in hand because Universal has been lumping those two together. I actually have a Blu-ray with both of those films on it. So we all kind of assumed that Dante's Peak would be coming. That's why I mentioned it last week. But right after I mentioned it, right after I filmed the Physical Media Report, they literally announced Dante's Peak to come to 4K from Kino Lorber. And there were some people that, I tried to look back because I didn't know if this was like legit or not, but people were saying that that Kino Lorber's never done Dolby Atmos on any of the releases. I could have sworn I remembered them doing Atmos on maybe a couple of their releases before, but I do agree, like if you got that full sound system, like Dante's Peak, just like Twister, is a movie that you want that Dolby Atmos with. So I can get some people being a little bit disappointed by the fact that Kino Lorber is announcing Dante's Peak. Now, as far as the transfer, I'm sure it's going to look great. I don't know if Universal is going to be handling this restoration or if Kino Lorber themselves is going to be handling it, but I'm sure that Dante's Peak is going to look fantastic in 4K. I love the movie. Like, I'd say next to Twister, it's probably my favorite disaster film of the 90s. I rewatched that movie over and over again. How could you not like Dante's Peak? You got freaking James Bond, you got freaking Sarah Connor in the lead roles, Pierce Brosnan, Linda Hamilton. And it's just a really great movie. What I love about Dante's Peak is a lot of disaster films, they get going very quickly, but with Dante's Peak, like there's a slow like progression and build up to the big, like impactful, like finale, like with the volcano actually exploding. And I think it's fantastic. I think when it actually does explode in that whole sequence where everybody's trying to get out, it's a very tense, just thrilling disaster film that just keeps you on the edge of your seat from the second that volcano explodes to the end of the film. I love Dante's Peak. I think it's so freaking great, and I cannot wait to watch it on 4K. But again, I get people being disappointed that at the lack of Atmos. There's no official release date because this is one of Kino Lorber's just pre-announcements, not really announcing stuff, but just kind of putting it out there. They're going to be releasing it on 4K. So no official release date for that. We also got this announcement, I think yesterday. Babe is coming to 4K. And look, guys, I expect today probably, Kino Lorber likes to do the 1-2 punch recently. You got the Adam Sandler films, disaster films, and now Babe is getting an announcement. Babe Picking the City is probably getting announced as I'm making this video right now. But Babe is coming to 4K, and Babe's a fun movie. I like Babe. I think this is a movie that could look really great in 4K. Could benefit from that 4K upgrade for sure. It's got a nice, farm setting, outdoor setting. I think it'll look really good on 4K. And who doesn't like Babe? And it's just a nice wholesome movie. Who doesn't need more wholesome movies in their life on 4K. But yeah, Kino Lorber announced that as well. But again, no official release date, just Kino Lorber's kind of pre-announcement before the official announcement. Now we've got a couple of official Kino Lorber announcements. We've got M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit. This is coming out officially from Kino Lorber on November the 26th. Big year for Shyamalan on 4K. This is going to have Dolby Vision. It's going to have HDR, and it's going to have a new audio commentary as well. So I really enjoy The Visit, but if you haven't seen The Visit, it's a found footage movie. And I'm always interested in how found footage is going to be upgraded to 4K because from what I remember, that's a more traditional found footage horror movie, whereas like Late Night with the Devil, I feel like is just much more cinematic. So I'm looking forward to seeing that on 4K. I don't know how The Visit is going to compare to the Blu-ray, but I am going to get it because I do like the movie quite a bit. And I will probably compare the two when I get it and just see like, is it really worth to upgrade that 4K? That's like upgrading the Blair Witch Project to 4K, Paranormal Activity. And I've said it before, like found footage is maybe the only like genre that I don't think really needs to be upgraded to 4K. So The Visit, is it gonna look better in 4K? I don't know, but I do like the movie and I like this slipcover on it. So, I could get it just for the slipcover, right? Package collector club, right? We got Nicolas Cage and Snake Eyes. This is a Brian De Palma film. Is also got its official 4K announcement from Kino Lorber. It is coming out on December the 17th. This is a new 4K 16-bit restoration from the original camera negative with Dolby Vision and HDR plus a new audio commentary as well. So Snake Eyes, I will be honest, that is a very like fast, frantic, kind of a mess of a movie. I enjoy it. I think it's okay to good, but I do not think it's one of Brian De Palma's best, nor do I think it's one of Nicolas Cage's best films. But it is a movie that kind of takes place like inside like a stadium, like during a boxing match. I think visually, like I'm kind of comparing it in my mind to Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which I just watched. Like just that stadium setting. I think it has the potential to look really great on 4K. So if you're a fan of the film, I can see being excited for that. But I don't know if this is one that I'll pick up right away. But I'll probably get it eventually because I just love Brian De Palma and I like to collect all of his films on 4K. But yeah, Snake Eyes is it's a cool announcement for sure. And I know that movie has its fans. Now let's get into the big one, guys. Lost in Translation. A lot of people have been asking about Lost in Translation because Kino Lorber announced this, I think, almost 2 years ago now. When are we officially getting this on 4K? And that's kind of the drawback to Kino Lorber, like announcing stuff like way in advance. And I get why they do it. They want to build hype. They want to let people know that they're working on stuff, that they got stuff, just kind of build hype around the brand. I get that. But they kind of do what like nobody else does. Like nobody else does stuff like that. Like Vinegar Syndrome, maybe like they'll put out some announcements at the beginning of the year, letting people know that they're working on stuff, but they pretty much have that in the bag. Sometimes Kino will just get the rights to something before they really even get into like what all goes into the restoration and what they're going to have to do and the filmmakers are going to have to work with, and they'll announce it and they'll put it out there and they'll get people excited. And then I think the drawback to that, the major one for them, is they got people just like questioning when is this coming out, like over and over again. Like people are asking about Uncle Buck, like that was announced almost a year ago from Kino Lorber. But Lost in Translation has officially been canceled by Kino Lorber. And this is according to Dawn the Disc on Instagram, but we also got some other evidence of Lost in Translation being canceled as well, which we'll get into in a second from Kino Lorber themselves. But yeah, Lost in Translation is no longer on the table. It has been removed from the release slate of Kino Lorber. So yeah, I think that people were expecting this to come out within a year of its announcement. And when it didn't, they just kind of got to where they were like, hey, where's this at? Where's this at? I've even gotten comments on my videos like, when are we getting Lost in Translation? I don't know. I do know that Frank Tarzi, I listened to that Off the Shelf podcast that he does. I think they've done like 4 or 5. And people have brought it up in the chat, and he will usually say something like, we're trying to set up an interview with Sofia Coppola so she can come in because she wants to be involved in the restoration. So when we can make that happen, hopefully we can get things moving. Now, this I just found on Reddit because I just kind of Googled Lost in Translation on 4K and what happened. And this popped up. And this is it looks like some kind of a thread from Twitter, I would think, or maybe it's Instagram. I'm not exactly sure. But basically, there was a post and somebody wrote, finally, now get back to that Lost in Translation ASAP. Then somebody else wrote, bro, they lost the rights. And then Kino Lorber actually responded and said, we didn't lose the rights. We dropped it from our schedule. It was becoming very complicated It was becoming a very complicated release with lots of people to please. We waited 2 years, can't wait any longer, which that would lead me to believe that they were having a lot of complications with working with Sofia Coppola. Maybe she wanted specific things. Maybe she was asking specific things that Kino Lorber just wasn't able to accommodate. Because I think in the last podcast they did, they said they had actually contacted Sofia for some kind of like phone interview or something. So I imagine that the phone interview didn't go well, or it didn't go the way that Kino Lorber wanted, or the way Sofia Coppola wanted. So they just kind of parted ways. I do anticipate, because Sofia, I think, still wants to do the restoration, that it'll either come out from a studio or another boutique label will pick it up. So I think that Lost in Translation will come to 4K at some point. But it's just not going to come from Kino Lorber, which I get it. You know, they've had it for 2 years. They've been trying to get Sofia Coppola on the line. She wants to be involved, but she's also making films. So I get she's busy as well. It was just hard to make happen, and it was just something they couldn't do. So I don't really feel like anybody's like really at fault here. Like, it's Sofia Coppola's film, and Kino Lorber, like, they were trying to do it, but they couldn't wait anymore. It's like 2 years, like, let's move on to something else. Like, we can't keep leaving our fans on the hook like that. So Sofia Coppola, and Kino Lorber have parted ways. No more Lost in Translation on 4K from Kino Lorber, but I do anticipate, again, because the restoration kind of feels like it's in motion, at least on Sofia Coppola's part, we'll get it on 4K at some point. Now let's talk about Last Christmas. And Last Christmas is coming to 4K, guys. Are you excited? What an incredible Christmas film. This is coming out from Universal on November the 5th. It's going to get a native 4K with Dolby Vision and Atmos. Do you need Atmos for Lost Christmas or Last Christmas? Sorry. I think I watched this. I think I watched it and I just forgot about it like instantly. It's a very forgettable Christmas movie. It's got Emilia Clarke in it. It's got Henry Golding, who is kind of turning into a bigger name actor there for a little bit. I haven't really seen him in a ton of stuff since. But Emilia Clarke, of course, is the mother of dragons from Game of Thrones. And I've not seen a movie that she's been in that I've enjoyed her or her performance. Like, I feel like she is the mother of dragons. She's Khaleesi, and that's pretty much it. She hasn't had like another defining role. Last Christmas, a generic Christmas, almost Hallmark movie, rom-com. It's coming to 4K. Maybe it'll look great on 4K. I don't know. I can't remember like how it looks visually. Maybe you need that Atmos for Last Christmas, but that is coming on November the 5th. So get excited, guys. Terrifier 3. That is lighting the world on fire, at least the horror world on fire right now. This does not yet have a US pre-order for the Blu-ray and the 4K. I imagine it will pretty soon, but Terrifier 3 on 4K currently has a UK pre-order for the Blu-ray and the 4K. So if you want to go ahead and pre-order Terrifier 3, if you're in the UK, you can do so right now. Or if you want to import it just because you can't wait for the US pre-order, you can do that as well. But I would suggest waiting for the US pre-order. I'm sure there's going to be multiple options. I'm sure there's going to be a Steelbook, 4K Steelbook. There's going to be a Blu-ray Steelbook probably. There's going to be a 4K. There's going to be a collector's edition Blu-ray release. Like, there's going to be all kinds of stuff. Amazon exclusives. Like, they're going to do up Terrifier big because they know that movie's going to sell well on physical media. And also, I fully expect like Umbrella is going to do like some kind of an announcement, a Blu-ray or a 4K announcement of Terrifier. But I haven't got a chance to see Terrifier 3 yet. I did watch the first one and the second one last night because I wanted to catch up. So maybe I'll get out to the theaters to see it this week. But yeah, Terrifier 3 on 4K and Blu-ray in the UK, but no US announcement at this point. We've also got Reagan. This is the new Dennis Quaid biopic about Ronald Reagan. This is coming out from Lionsgate on Blu-ray on November the 19th. So I don't know too much about that movie other than I honestly I haven't heard many people talk about it. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I do want to see it, at some point, but will I get it on Blu-ray? I don't know. Will you get it on Blu-ray? Let me know in the comment section below. Immaculate. I will 100% be picking up Immaculate on 4K, even though I am kind of burned by Decal releasing. But Immaculate is getting a 4K release from Decal releasing December the 17th. There are going to be new features on this as well, guys. And there is a pre-order link right now currently on Amazon, which I will link down below, guys. All the pre-orders, all the Amazon pre-orders, all the links, guys. All the links, everything coming out this week, the deals I discuss, the pre-orders I discuss, all that stuff I will have linked down below. Please use those links. They're Amazon affiliate links. If you use them, you will help be supporting the channel, and I would appreciate that. But Immaculate, I love it. It's one of my favorite horror movies of the year. I like to support the filmmaker Michael Mohan because He is somebody that does support physical media as well. I'm sure this was not his call to put out a Blu-ray and then a 4K like months later, but it is something that you have to keep in mind when you're buying stuff. You're buying Blu-rays from Decal Releasing because they do this kind of stuff very often. They're pretty much like Universal. Like Universal does the same thing. Release the Blu-ray, see if it sells. Months later, we'll put the 4K out. They do that stuff very often. Decal and Universal, I think, is the biggest culprits of doing that kind of stuff. So Cuckoo, which is getting ready to come out on Blu-ray, which I do have pre-ordered because I want to see the movie. I would expect that to get a 4K at some point, just based on Decal Releasing's track record. Now, every now and then they do the right thing and they put out like Long Legs got a 4K when it came out, but that was more of a sure bet because that movie made more at the box office. I get it, they want to be a little cautious about what they're upgrading to 4K, what they're putting out there. They want to see if a movie's selling well, then put it out. But for me, like I can't pass on that artwork. Like that is some beautiful, like white and red, like artwork right there. Like that is freaking awesome. So and again, the new features, which again is a little bit of a dirty move to add new features to the 4K and not put those on the Blu-ray. But Immaculate on 4K, guys, is coming. Here's what I think is a dirty move because I just bought this damn Blu-ray Steelbook. But Kickboxer's getting a freaking gorgeous 4K Steelbook from Lionsgate. And that comes out on December the 3rd, HDR10 and a lenticular slipcover on the Steelbook. Now, I tried to pull the images or the video for the lenticular Steelbook, but they have a video on Lionsgate's Instagram page, I believe, and it kind of shows how the Steelbook cover or the 4K or the lenticular slipcover on this Steelbook kind of, lentics. Is that what you call it? It changes the image and it's awesome. Like it's a really cool steelbook and it's a kind of an innovation. I'm sure there's been like slip covers on steelbooks that have lenticular covers, but not a Lionsgate steelbook. I'm interested in how this is going to look, how it's going to feel, what kind of materials they're going to use for this. Is it going to be like a slip case, more like hard box slip case? Is it going to be more like the plastic slip cover just with a lenticular on it? I don't know. I'd like to know those details for sure, but I will probably 100% be getting this just because it's a really cool new steelbook. But I did just buy the freaking Lionsgate steelbook, the Blu-ray steelbook of Kickboxer not too long ago. So I am a little burned by that. But it's a really cool steelbook. The artwork on the inside, like that is awesome. This will probably be one of the best Lionsgate steelbooks in quite some time. It is a 3-disc set, guys, as well. I think you got multiple cuts of this. You definitely have the Blu-ray and you have the 4K and you got special features on this as well. And you got HDR10 on the 4K. So really cool steelbook, guys, coming from Lionsgate. Lenticular slipcover. And I mean, you're seeing the image of the slipcover right there. It does look like the more traditional, like plastic slipcover, but I'm just interested how they're going to pull out that lenticular because usually you need a little extra room to add that lenticular slipcover in it. What is this going to be like? I'm definitely curious. I'm definitely buying this for sure. And the artwork is just absolutely gorgeous. So if you're a fan of Kickboxer, get excited for the 4K Steelbook coming out on December the 3rd. We've also got Interstellar getting a new 4K limited edition set, 10th anniversary set. This is coming out from Paramount on December the 10th. There is a new special feature on this as well. If you're looking for another reason to buy this on 4K, because you already have the 4K, there is a new feature on here. I don't know how long it is, but it seems like it's going to be pretty lengthy. It's called The Future Is Now, a look back at Interstellar. It includes some of the cast and crew and also Christopher Nolan talking about the film just in kind of like 10-year retrospective way. So I will probably be getting that. I do like Interstellar quite a bit. I've got the 4K, but I didn't spend a lot on the 4K. I think I spent like $10 on Black Friday to get the 4K a while ago. It's been a while since I got it. But that new feature is pretty cool. And Interstellar's probably, I would say, like my second or third favorite Christopher Nolan film. I think Oppenheimer's first, and then I might go Interstellar after that, if I'm being honest. I really love the movie. And this is a really cool set. And look, I understand this is going to get a lot of hate from people because it's a big box set. People are going to be like, I don't need all that crap. Fair enough. You don't need all that crap, then don't get all that crap. You got the regular 4K. You're happy with it, then you're happy with it. But I do think it's cool the studios are getting into more of these like premium, like package editions, as long as they have like standard options. I don't like it when that's the only way you can get it. That's when I have a problem with it. As long as you've got like a standard option for people to get that don't want all that crap, then I'm cool with it. I think it's cool to have these kind of like special collector's editions for collectors that like that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of people out there that do like that kind of stuff. But anyway, that comes out on December the 10th. Let me know if you're excited for that in the comment section below. We've also got the Stone tapes This is a limited edition Blu-ray 101 film set that's coming out December the 9th. There are 3 new features here, so I'm not too familiar with the Stone Taste, but looks like a cool box set. Let me know if you know anything about it. We got The Killer's Game. This is the new movie with Dave Bautista in it. You do have an official 4K cover right here. This is coming out on November the 19th. From Lionsgate, you got a 4K, you got a Blu-ray with this cover right here, and then you have a 4K Steelbook that is also coming out as well. So this movie, like, just really bombed at the box office. I think it made like $2 million opening weekend. So they got to recoup some of that money back on physical media. So they're putting out all this stuff. Lionsgate is in trouble, guys. So we got, if it's a cool steelbook and you like it, you got to support Lionsgate right now because, and I'm not trying to tell people like who to support. I'm just kind of joking a little bit, but we got to get Lionsgate back on their feet. Like, my goodness, they've lost hundreds of millions of dollars this year on freaking movies. It's insane. But we do have another Lionsgate steelbook that is coming down the pike at some point. This is not an official announcement from Lionsgate, but this is kind of an image that was leaked online from Mifune Fan. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but probably not. But this was leaked on Blu-ray.com. This is the Stir of Echoes 4K Steelbook coming out from Lionsgate December the 10th. This is, again, posted by Mifune Fan on Blu-ray.com. But I don't know how I feel about the Steelbook if this is the actual design. First off, I don't see a slipcover here. So is this a steelbook with no slipcover on it? Because I'm not for that. And I don't know. I don't think I could think of a different like aesthetic for Stir of Echoes for sure that I would like better. But again, this is just kind of this isn't like the official announcement. Maybe it looks better when it's actually announced. The artwork on the disc looks okay, but I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed. Like, if this is the artwork we get for Stir of Echoes, I'm not a huge fan of that, but let me know what you guys think. No official release date, no official announcement, but this is just kind of posted on there. But we will be getting Stir of Echoes on 4K because Lionsgate has put that out there, but not the official announcement for the Steelbook. Severance, which is a TV show on Apple TV Plus. I actually did watch this with my wife. It's a pretty cool show that is honestly pretty damn wild by the time you get to the end of it. I did not watch the second season. I think there was a second season. I haven't got around to it yet, but this is being put out on Blu-ray from Fifth Season, who I think is also responsible for producing the show. And this comes out on December the 17th. So if you're not into streaming, you don't have Apple TV, and you're looking for cool new TV shows to watch, like, I think Severance is a pretty good one. It's very sci-fi, but it's also it gets in your head, like, with some of the stuff that it does. So I like it. And I think Adam Scott, who, has done a lot of comedic roles in the past, was on Parks and Rec, is really good in a more like serious role. Like, he's actually really great in that show. So I do recommend that show. We've also got the Hitchcock box set. Now, this is coming out from Studio Canal. This is called Hitchcock: The Beginning, and this is coming out on December the 16th in the UK, Studio Canal. This is 10 of Hitchcock's earliest films. So you got pretty much the stuff that nobody really talks about. You've got The Ring, you got I think Champagne, you got Blackmail, Murder, Rich and the Strange. Is that Becoming Hitchcock? Number 17, The Skin Game. I've actually seen The Skin Game, and it was not great. You got, I can't even read the other ones. The Farmer's Wife. So basically all the early like Hitchcock stuff from the 20s, early 30s is on this box set. So if you're interested in that, if you're just a Hitchcock completionist, like, you probably feel like you need to get that. Now, I did find like a early like Hitchcock films collection at Goodwill back in the day. It was a Mill Creek edition, and I think it has most of those movies on that set. So I've got the movies in the collection, but it's DVD, and they're all compressed on one disc, and it looks horrible. Like, The Skin Game looked freaking atrocious, like, on that DVD. So if I wanted to watch these like in better quality, I would probably want to get this set. But I do own the films just if I want to watch them, so I'm not too worried about getting it, if I'm being honest. We've also got a Galaxy Quest special UK edition 4K Steelbook box set. This is coming out on December the 2nd from, I guess, Paramount in the UK. But look, if you're a Galaxy Quest super fan, like, you got a Steelbook inside a box set, it's like, what more could you want? Art cards, posters, like everything, got stickers. It's incredible, guys. There you go. Now let's go ahead and jump in. That's all the announcements, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into the deals. We do still have the Kino Lorber fall sale going on until October the 21st. So if you want to jump into that, you've only got at this point, you really only got about a week to jump into the Kino Lorber sale. So definitely jump into it. We've got the Shocktober sale, and this is ending on October the 17th. So this week, the Shocktober sale will end. So I already put my order in. I should be getting that in at some point, but there's some good stuff on there. The good Blu-rays, cheap Blu-rays. The 4Ks, in my opinion, are a little bit overpriced for a sale. But if you didn't buy those when they came out, like, it's definitely a sale price. Like, it's definitely cheaper than 30 something dollars to get them for $21 as of right now. But the Shocktober sale, guys, is still going until October the 17th. We've also got the Shocktober Arrow video sale. This is currently going on as well from October the 7th to November the 1st. So this just started last week, and they've actually got some really good stuff. I'm going to click over to the Arrow Video website real quick just to kind of show you all what they got, because I haven't really went over this. But they got Weird Science on 4K for 25 bucks, Mallrats for 25 bucks. But some of these box sets like are really good deals. Like that Blood Money box set, to get that for 35 bucks is so worth it. I love those movies. Like if you're into westerns and Italian westerns, those spaghetti westerns, like I love all those box sets. Like Blood Money is fantastic. It's probably the best box set of the bunch. And the movies in that are freaking awesome. I love Blood Money, that box set. So I do highly recommend that. It's a really nice set too. For 35 bucks. You got the Giallo Essentials for 35 bucks, Audition on Blu-ray for 17 bucks, more Giallo Essentials. So they're marked down like I feel like less than they usually are. I feel like sometimes in these sales, like the Giallo sets and the Western, the Blood Money sets, those will be like 40 to 45 bucks, and now they're 35 bucks. The Into the Video Store set, guys, is $40. And that's going to be like the dumbed down, like thinner version of it, but it's still got all the movies, and it's still an incredible set and super fun, great scans and good new special features. The Last Starfighter on 4K is 25 bucks. Children of the Corn on Blu-ray is 10 bucks. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. on 4K is 30 bucks. It's more recent, so that's why it's a little bit more. Hills Have Eyes on 4K is 20 bucks. Ring U is 25 bucks. So lots of good stuff here. I'm not going to go through everything, guys, but I just want to kind of highlight that I feel like this sale is a little bit better than it usually is. So maybe jump into it. The Stuff on Blu-ray is 17 bucks. Carlito's Way, I think that's still the hard box edition, is 35 bucks. Children of the Corn on 4K is 20 bucks. Conan, the regular version, is 30 bucks. So some of the newer ones aren't the best deal, but like the Gothic Fantastico set, like I need that box set. So I might jump into this just to get that. That is $35 right now. So as always, I think like where you're going to make out the best is with some of these box sets. Like that Twisting the Knife, that's an incredible box set, and that's 30 bucks. Like, I mean, you can't beat some of these box set prices. So I definitely recommend that. And let's go ahead and jump onto the Amazon deals real quick, and we'll scroll through those. And these might have changed since I wrote some of them down, but we do have the Sweeney Todd 4K for $17.39. We got Five Nights at Freddy's on 4K for $11.99. We got Big Universal Monster 4K set. This big, like, colorful Universal Monster set that has 8 of the Universal Monster movies is $96.99, which is the best price that it's been at, but I still don't think that $96.99 is necessarily worth it. Because I have both of those like box sets, and I think I got both of those for like 45 bucks. So that's still cheaper than what that is, but that's big, like elaborate packaging. So again, if you're into that kind of stuff, might be worth it. Columbia Classics Volume 3 is currently $66. Like that's incredible packaging. You can't really beat that deal. That's 6 4Ks for 66 bucks. And incredible packaging on that. Now, the movies may vary. Like, I think that was one of the weaker lineups in the Columbia Classics, but it's classic movies, guys. If you like those kind of movies, then you'll like the box set. You got Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, World's End triple pack, $20.99 on 4K. Red Eye on 4K for $17.39. The Hammer Horror Classics right there, guys. 8-film collection is $12.99. Good deal for that. 7 Conjuring movies, guys. 7 Conjuring Universe movies for $15.99 on Blu-ray. So some good stuff, guys. Civil War is currently $19.67. The Get Out Us like Steelbook dropped in price too. That went down $5, I think, to $29.39. Talk to Me on 4K is $11.99. So there's some good stuff. Halloween Trilogy on 4K, the new trilogy, is $34.99. Bad Boys Ride or Die, damn, I need to pick that up, is $25.89. So that dropped in price about $5, I think. And then you got some of the Kino Lorber titles that are in the Barnes & Noble sale are $19.99 on here as well, like, Turbulence and No Way Out and all that stuff, guys. I'm going to try to link down below in the description if you want to pick it up. Italian Job is $19.99. Stuff that hasn't even come out yet is $19.99 to pre-order right now on Amazon if you want to go ahead and get it. So, yeah, some good deals right now for sure going. And let me remove that. And we'll go ahead and get into what is new this week. And this is a good week for physical media, guys. A lot of good stuff coming out, including A Nightmare on Elm Street. It is coming out on 4K from Warner Brothers for $23.79. Again, not a bad price for the 4K. Now, I reviewed A Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K already. Variety of comments in the comment section. I feel like it's kind of a controversial review, and I want people to understand that I thought it was a good 4K. I really did think it was a good 4K, but go check. But I had some nuance to my thoughts on the 4K, which I think rubbed some people the wrong way. I think it's a good 4K, and for $23.79, like, not a bad price for a new 4K. Like, if you want to upgrade it, it's an upgrade over the Blu-ray. Go ahead and get it. But like I said in my review, if you got the Blu-ray and you're happy with it, and you're not like super into 4K, maybe just keep the Blu-ray. But the 4K right here, guys, $23.79 for the standalone 4K. The Steelbook seems to be going like in and out of like you being able to pre-order. Like last week it was up again. Like it was $25 on there to pre-order that thing, or to pre-order it because it's not officially out yet. It was like $25.79 on Amazon to pre-order it. Now it's out of stock again. Keeps going in and out. So hopefully Warner Brothers puts that back in stock. It's a really nice Steelbook. I already showed that off and unboxed it on the channel. I really like that Steelbook. In person, like it looks so much better than the pictures make it out to look. We've also got The Ring coming out on 4K this week from Paramount for $24.49. I do have this pre-ordered. I'm hoping to get it in on Tuesday and watch it and get a review out as early as Thursday. But I'm very excited to watch The Ring on 4K for sure. We've also got a 4K Steelbook attached to The Ring, and this is coming out for $29.99. So not a bad price for a new Steelbook for The Ring. We've got To Catch a Thief coming out on 4K, which I do want to get at some point. This is a gorgeous movie. It's going to look so good on 4K. Hitchcock film coming out from Paramount as a part of the Paramount Presents line. This is the first one that they're putting out that I think is an upgrade within their line, because that was already a Paramount Presents title. Now they're upgrading it to 4K, and they're still putting it out within the Paramount Presents line, which if you guys are familiar with that line, they haven't always done that. They upgraded notoriously Fatal Attraction to 4K, I think a couple of years after the Paramount Presents release, and they just put out a regular slipcover version. They're also doing the same thing for like Red Eye and Double Jeopardy. They're re-releasing it with a regular like 4K version instead of just like putting out more copies of the Paramount Presents release, which makes no sense at all. They're just all over the place. I hope they got it figured out now, because Ghost is also being upgraded within the Paramount Presents line, but this is getting a Paramount Presents re-release in 4K. I imagine it's still going to have the same numbered spine, and I'm sure it's going to look gorgeous in 4K. We've also got Brick coming out from Kino Lorber for $19.99. That's a part of the sale that's ongoing right now, guys. I believe the Barnes & Noble Kino Lorber sale, they're including that with pre-orders as well. So if you want to get some of these Kino titles, this is a really good time to do it. We've got Cowboys and Aliens getting a 4K as well for $19.99 from Kino Lorber. We've got Land of the Dead coming out from Scream Factory for $33.99. It's also got some alternate like slipcover versions on the actual Scream Factory website if you guys want to check that out. We've got Thanksgiving, Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, getting a very expensive 4K Steelbook from Sony. This coming out for $41.49. So it was like $55 when it was first announced, so they did lower it. That's still way too much for a Steelbook. Like, they got to lower that down a little bit. Hopefully they do by the time release date comes, to like $29.99, or at the most like $35 for that movie. Like $42 for Thanksgiving on 4K, when a lot of people probably already bought the Blu-ray. And this is another like, dirty move, upgrading to 4K months later. Sony does it too. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, it's a nice Steelbook. I like the turkey on the front. It's pretty cool. But is it worth $42? Not to me. Not to me. If it lowers in price to like 25, or maybe like, the high 20s, I might get it, but I'm not going to grab that for $42. American Movie is coming out on 4K as well from Sony for $27.34. Very affordable 4K price for that movie. I haven't seen American Movie. Is it worth getting on 4K? Let me know in the comment section below. We've also got Project A, the Project A collection, coming out on 4K. This is a collection of Jackie Chan kung fu movies. This was originally on Amazon like $100. It got dropped down to $59.99. There's also a Blu-ray version as well for $44.99. So this is a really, really nice box set, like a really nice box set from 88 Films that just based on the packaging, like if you like the movies, like it's totally worth it for $59.99 in my opinion. Like, that's 2 4K movies and a really nice box set package release. We've also got, we got Demon Pond coming out on 4K from Criterion Collection for $34.99. Also a Blu-ray option as well for $27.99. And lastly, we got Pandora's Box coming out from Criterion Collection for $27.99 on Blu-ray. So that was not it. I said lastly, let's jump into some of the other stuff that I did not pull images for. All right, so some other stuff we got coming out this week, if you guys can see that. We got The Bats coming out. I think that's maybe a film. What is that? Okay, Under Crank Productions. Not too familiar with them. I thought it was like the film collection. There's some kind of other company that's called like Film Archive something. I could be wrong there. We got a Prairie Home Companion that's coming out from Warner Archive. We got Nine Queens. I think that's a Sony release coming out. We've got Babylon Berlin season 4. Not sure what that is. We got Cross Creek coming out from Kino Lorber. We've got Fear the Walking Dead, a complete collection Blu-ray box set. We got The Crown, the complete series coming out on Blu-ray. We got Garbo Talks coming out from Kino Lorber. Oh, we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre $300 box set. It's coming out this week. I've seen a lot of people show this off. So if you're interested in a $300 box set of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, get on darkskyfilms.com and pre-order that beast. And then we've also got the Bounty Hunter trilogy. I think that's a re-release because I think it's come out before. Secret Ballots coming out. So yeah, not a lot of like notable stuff other than the stuff that I talked about earlier, but there's some good stuff coming out this week. This is a pretty good week. Next week is huge for physical media, guys. So get your wallets ready. Next week is absolutely insane for releases. But that's the Physical Media Report, guys. Episode 233. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel more informed in the world of physical media. Please, if you can, drop this video a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, guys. What are you looking forward to in the world of physical media, the stuff that's coming out in recent months? Follow me on all my social media account links down below in the description. Turn on bell notifications for all future videos, and we'll see you next time.